pleased to be joined by the Voter Service Chair for the League of Women Voters here in Laramie, and that is Nancy Lockwood, is in studio along with Susan Simpson. And how are you this morning? Are you doing okay here?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All right, well, appreciate you stepping up here to visit with me this morning. And another big candidate forum. First of all, how would you kind of say things went last week for the city council wide?
Well, that one I probably have to turn over to Susan here because I was out of town and was not at the forum last week. Were you there, Susan?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I filmed it.
Things sounded like it went pretty well. But talk a little bit about as Voter Service Chair for the League of Women Voters, what are some of your responsibilities, if you wouldn't mind to kind of step forward here and step up and talk to you into this mic here in front of you.
Well, I coordinate the forums, and I've done that for many, many years. It generally starts with setting dates, and we wait until after the filing deadline, which usually comes in for the primary election around the end of May, so that we make sure we have all the candidates and we contact them all at the same time regarding the times of the forums. And typically we try to hold the forums within mid to late June through the end of July, or maybe even into early August, so we get them there. And we've been trying to schedule probably earlier rather than later in terms of timing around the primary, due to more and more early voting that takes place now.
Well, talk a little bit about what the candidate response is like. Obviously, I'm not necessarily trying to call anybody out, but is it pretty positive in terms of folks wanting to participate in these?
Generally very, very positive. They're very glad to have the league taking a role in this and helping them with putting their messages out there, and we get lots of good feedback.
Well, that's good to hear. Again, Nancy Lockwood, the Voter Service Chair of the League of Women Voters, in studio with me this morning as we get set for the second one of these candidate forums. This one's on Albany County Commissioners, which can always be an interesting thing when you talk about local candidates. Obviously inviting all the candidates, so, and I'm not sure exactly who's coming, but who are we looking at running for county commissioner here, especially as we look at the primary election coming up next month, which we're inside of a month away here?
Right. We've got two candidates for county commissioner that are running from the Democratic Party, and the remainder of the candidates are all from the Republican Party, and that's 6 candidates. So there are a total of 8 county commissioner candidates this round. And that will be narrowed then through the primary to 1 Republican and 1 Democrat. So we consider all those races to be contested races.
Okay. Who are some of the candidates for folks that are maybe a little unfamiliar with the process? And shame on you if you're not.
Well, for Republican candidates, we have Jerry Kennedy, Peter Calderon, Terry Jones, Thomas Mullen, Chris Dixon, and Carl McCracken. And then the Democrats, we have Mary Burns and Jane Pierce.
Okay, so the invitation went out to all 8, and we'll have to wait and see who shows up coming up tomorrow night.
There is an aspect of that. Currently, from my counts, we had all the candidates indicating that they planned to be there, except for Jerry Kennedy, who told me early on that he had family commitments that had been made way back sometime that he couldn't get out of.
Well, that happens. It's the middle of summer.
It's the middle of summer.
Sometimes you're taking vacations and things like that. So, and I was just joking with you folks in the listening audience about not being informed, but hopefully you get yourself informed before election day coming up next month on Tuesday the 16th. Give me a little sense of what has happened and transpires in these candidate forums, just from the years that you've been a part of this.
Generally, the process we've found that works best, and we've done a variety of things over the years. At one time we did some sort of like almost fairs where we let candidates set up a table and people could just circulate around. But over probably at least the last 15 years, we have been doing what we call this forum. It is not a debate. We invite the candidates to attend on a certain night. We advertise that. And then we solicit questions at the forum from the audience in writing. We have a moderator then that selects those questions and can do a little bit of vetting or grouping them into common types of subject levels. And the questions then are directed to all the candidates, not to a particular candidate. So, and the audience is told that to direct their questions to the race, not to the candidate. They're given 90 seconds generally to respond, and then following the questions, we generally have an informal sort of chat time so that the people can get up and move around, candidates can get up from their seats and just have informal conversation.
And so we've got 2 Democrats for the primary, 6 Republicans, and then the winners will go head-to-head in the general election coming up this fall. So this is an important forum to try and get your message out in a pretty key way, it sounds like.
Yeah, and we encourage the questions to try to be ones that allow people to distinguish one candidate from another by their positions, and to encourage questions that would allow the candidates some open-endedness and discussion, not just a yes-no sort of response.
Okay, so again, this forum is going on. As appreciate Nancy Lockwood coming in studio with me from the Laramie League of Women Voters this morning. It's tomorrow night from 7 to 9 at the Albany County Public Library, but a chance also for folks to, it sounds like, mingle with the candidates a little bit before and after.
Right, and we also invite all the candidates running for office to attend the forum and be a part of that audience, and we give them a chance to introduce themselves prior to starting the questions. So it is also a chance, so if the audience isn't able to make another forum, to maybe meet some of the candidates running in the other races during the conversation time.
Okay, so a chance to get on out and kind of a meet and greet with everybody that might be running, and of course the the primary election coming up here in less than a month on Tuesday, the 16th of August. You mentioned early voting. It does seem to be becoming more and more popular, I guess, nowadays.
It is, and it opened up at the beginning of the month of July and is ongoing. People can early vote, I've got the information here, through, I believe it is through August 1. August 1 is the last day to register to vote without casting an absentee ballot. Then if you can go ahead and register and vote at the same time through an absentee process from August 2nd through August 15th. Okay. And I believe if you're already registered to vote, you can go ahead and vote anywhere at the clerk's office or online through the absentee process, clear through the 15th. And
another big key piece is that I know that you guys video record these, so if someone's not able, if maybe you're like Commissioner candidate Jerry Kennedy, you're out of town on vacation and you still want to get informed, you can catch these online on the YouTube channel.
That's correct, and I think we have a link to the YouTube as well on our league site.
If we don't, we will.
We will. I was going to say, I was hesitating a little because I checked for that link yesterday, I believe, or maybe it was on Monday. But it definitely is on YouTube. So you can, if you Google the League Forum on there, you'll come up with it pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Susan, did you want to add one thing to that, or I didn't know?
No, I have nothing to add.
Okay, all right. Now, this is the second one. Obviously, did one last Thursday with the City Council. This is the County Commissioners, but there's still 2 more to come here in a couple of weeks, and one is a big one for folks up at the University of Wyoming, it looks like.
Right. On August 4, we will have the U.S. House Candidate Forum, and this is being done in conjunction with Wyoming Public Media, who will be broadcast. Well, I'm not sure if they're broadcasting it. They will at least be videoing it and posting it online after the event. We're in discussion. We'll probably have another meeting coming up this week of whether they'll be able to actually stream it live or not.
They are live streaming.
They are live streaming.
They are live streaming,
okay.
but it's not going to be on the air.
It'll be
on the radio,
right.
Because it interferes with programming.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Yeah, they will stream it. Yeah, it's just it may not be broadcast at the same time as a program.
Right. Gotcha. I understand that. So that's coming up on Thursday the 4th, and the moderator.
The moderator will be Bob Beck. It'll be at the University Union Ballroom beginning at 6:30 p.m.
Okay, so that's a date to keep in mind, and then the next date going out to Rock River for House District 1.
Right, we have House District 47, has a little bit of piece of Albany County in there that includes Rock River. They often feel a little disenfranchised or left out with some of our forums that are happening here inside of Laramie, since their residents from Albany County aren't here. So they are the only contested House race for the primary election, so we asked if they'd be interested in the forum, and they were just really enthusiastic. So we will be out there on August 5 at 6:30 p.m. at the Rock River School for their forum.
I believe there's three candidates, for
candidates.
House District 47 that'll be
Correct.
part of that one. So a lot to look forward to. And again, tomorrow night's for the County Commissioners, 7 to 9 at the Public Library. But there, you're inviting again anybody who's running for public office, it sounds like, to come on down and maybe mingle with the crowd.
Yeah, just to mingle. They won't be a part of the question time, but yeah, they're invited to be present.
Still, you can ask your own question one-on-one. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll go with that regard.
That's one of the advantages of the state of Wyoming. You can still get a personal conversation with a candidate and a knock on your door, too.
Absolutely. I've had both of those in the past, so I can certainly back that up. Thank you so much for coming in and talking a little bit about this, and look forward to having some folks back here in a couple of weeks as we get closer to the U.S. House candidates and the House District 47 ones.
So thank you.